All right, all right. What's up, Internet? My name is Gray, like the color, and I own Retro Exchange here in sunny Peoria, Arizona, known on eBay, whatnot, and beyond as Rex for short. And today on Rex Knows What's Awesome, toy shows and conventions. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been a toy dealer, store owner in some capacity or another for almost 30 years. Okay, I started as a teenager back in the late 80s, early 90s. Here I want to really focus on those both local and national shows and conventions that I think are a really important and big part of what we do here in geek culture and collecting. And as a business owner, they are an essential bump throughout the year to market our store and make extra money in one short burst so that we can invest in inventory or expand operations or whatever it is that we need to do. As I had already kind of mentioned in the intro, back in the 90s, there was a huge explosion of adult collecting. It was pretty cool. People collected toys before the early 90s, of course, but it was like a secret backroom kind of thing. You know, if a guy worked in a steel mill and was out having beer with his buddies and they're like, "Hey, what do you do?" He's like, "Hey, I collect dolls." They all would have looked at him a little funny, right? Like, it was just not a thing people really knew about. So those toy shows were small and here and there, and it was kind of a mail order, through the back pages of magazines. But thanks to both McFarlane Toys in 1992, Valiant Comics, Marvel Universe Trading Cards, Beanie Babies, and Dale Earnhardt and NASCAR. There was a bunch of stuff that all hit at the same time. And then in my opinion, it's capped off in 1995 with the reissue of Kenner Power of the Force Star Wars. So between Spawn in 92 and Kenner Star Wars in 95, collecting toys went massive, global, and mainstream for the first time. And the community around us reacted, and they reacted fast. Right? In sports cards, you have the junk wax era. The companies started cranking the print numbers through the moon. All right. In comic books, you had the variant issue, the shiny chromium this and limited that, and red cover, black cover, blue cover, etc. And they printed them to the moon. Right? So a lot of that stuff, now that time has passed, is not particularly valuable, but that doesn't make it any less cool. And I'm very thankful to have been around to grow up through it. And one of the sort of side effects of all this was the growth of the local toy show. I think also Treasure Hunt Hot Wheels is a big reason for this. Treasure Hunt Hot Wheels spawned these mall shows, right? So a lot of the big malls that sadly are closing left and right, it makes me sad, but Amazon. Anyway, in the big mall courtyards, people would just come and pay a few bucks for a table and cover it in Treasure Hunt Hot Wheels, Beanie Babies, rare versions of McFarlane Spawn figures, variant cover comic books, the scalpers were born, right? And it was a lot of fun. I actually miss those old school little shows. There's a lot of people that try and bring them back. We have a local store here called Polar Bear. They do a show every year, and it has that kind of old school feel. So that's cool. We have AZ Toy Con here in Arizona, which is a larger, and that's just collects a whole bunch of dealers in a room selling stuff here and there. Our big one here is Phoenix Comic Con. Of course, globally, you have San Diego Comic Con, where just all kinds of geek culture can come together, buy, sell, trade, show off new releases, and it's a lot of fun. Now, one of my things that I like to do is I try and, preserve my legacy, right? So having 30 years of toy shows under my belt, this is just one bag. Guys, I have bags and bags, but I just want to show, proof is in the pudding. This is just one bag of all the badges and buttons over the years. My first one was 1997 Star Wars Con here in Scottsdale, Arizona. We've got DevCon, which was something Arizona State University used to do that they don't do anymore. We got ZapCon. We got, Transformers and G.I. Joe. There used to be a company called Fun Publications. They had the G.I. Joe and Transformer license, and they would do JoeCon and BotCon. Sadly, those are gone as well. Anyway, my convention career has been long and tons of fun. I love designing the booths and packing the trucks and setting up the thing and meeting new people, and we sell a bunch of stuff. You know, sometimes in the morning before the show opens, we buy a bunch of stuff from other people to bring back to our store or to give to you guys on Whatnot and eBay. Toy shows and conventions are a massive amount of fun. If you're new to all this and you've never been to one, it shouldn't be too hard to go on Facebook or just Google and find a local toy show, video game convention, card show, etc. I'm willing to bet in every major area in the world, probably, or definitely the United States, there's some kind of show coming to you soon. If you have the money and the time, you can travel to San Diego or some of the other bigger ones, New York Comic Con, etc. Go and do it. It's a great time. You can find rare stuff and go shopping, see new things. Toy shows and conventions are awesome. I've loved them for 30 years. I'm going to love them for 30 more. So that's what we're talking about today, toy shows and conventions. Like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Thank you, congratulations, and enjoy.